I promised myself at the beginning of this journey that I was not going to turn into a jaded, bitter woman. My brain is everywhere right now. I wanted to talk to you guys about how you're doing for the holidays. And acknowledge that I see you are embraced by your loved ones if you decide to hang out with them. If you don't, I get it. Don't judge yourself. Like if you just can't be around your mother-in-law because she's going to ask you for the 99th time, when are you going to get pregnant? And she doesn't know you had 9 miscarriages. You might not want to go. What was I saying? Oh my God. What's up, fertility fan? Let's get these babies, ladies. Hi, thank you for clicking on Simply Tanika. I am Tanika. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. How are you? How have you been? I don't think I've talked to you since Thanksgiving. I can't remember now, but hopefully you had an amazing Thanksgiving. Whatever. Yikes. Hopefully you can hear me. My microphone is doing its own thing. And the oven is on. So hopefully you can hear me. I'll talk a little louder. I wanted to check in with everybody. Cheers. We are almost done. We are almost done with the holiday season. I know it's hard. Trust me, I know it's hard. Whether you have had a loss, whether you have not had a BFP yet, wherever you are in your weight, I see you, I hear you, I want to acknowledge you. I get a few messages from you ladies, and I know, first and foremost, I want to make sure everybody feels validated. So I now understand in a different way the words of "at least you have won." Where I think before I felt defensive about that because I didn't think having won negated or should be negating my desire to have another, which I 1000% still believe that's true. What I didn't understand is the women who were still waiting for one and what that feels like. Also, for the women who have had losses wherever they were, be it chemical pregnancy, early miscarriage, late miscarriage, stillborn. I know it's hard. I know it personally because I've had 2 miscarriages now on this journey. And it's even harder around the holidays. So I'm definitely praying for anyone. I'm praying for everyone who's had a loss. I'm praying for everyone who has on this TTC journey for a minute. But I'm doubling down on my prayers for anyone who has lost a baby in this year leading up to the holiday season. Because I think the holidays remind us, most of us, we have fond memories. It depends on your life experience. But most of us have fond memories of the holidays with our family. Even if it was like, oh, crazy Uncle Joe, or you know what I mean? We still had a good time. We got to play with our cousins. I just remember that, playing with my cousins, seeing everyone. It wasn't about the gifts for the kids. It wasn't. It was just about the love and the connection and the food. So I think when we imagine completing our families, we have visions of holidays in our head, right? Of handing down traditions of like, who's gonna get the recipe for the sweet potato pie? Who's gonna get the recipe for the mac and cheese? Who's getting the recipe for the potato salad? Because Lord knows that was a keeper. Did you guys see SNL this weekend? There was a segment with Michael Che in the Weekend Update. Michael Che and Punky Johnson, I think is her last name. And they were talking about it's the people who've had like the most trauma who are making potato salad or whatever, but this was potato salad. And one, I don't want to spoil it. I'll put the link down below. Just check it out. It was funny. But the more stuff they went through, the better their food was apparently. So, baby, that on the bright side, it means a lot of us are going to be making some damn good food this holiday season because we've had it rough. We've had it rough. I wasn't sure how this year was going to end. I thought for sure by June I would be pregnant. I thought there were just like little hiccups and we were going to get it right. And that couldn't have been further from the truth. I also thought that no matter what, I would leave 2021 as a pregnant woman. I just thought there's no way, right? Egg retrieval was February 10th. There was no way. 10 embryos, right? There's no way. Money on deck. There's no way. Like, there should have been no roadblocks to me walking out of 2021 pregnant. But I want to appreciate where I am, that I can move forward because I know everybody can't. So I think in all of these conversations that we've had together, that's my biggest lesson, is appreciate where you are. Sorry guys, Liberty's trying to get up here. She sits up here with me when I work from here. So whenever I'm sitting here, she just thinks like she needs to be up here. Okay. Your bed is gone now. Justice has it down on the floor. You just want to sit on my lap? Yeah. They were gone for a while. They went up to the Bronx for Vlogmas with Shy and Fran, and to help me because I was working late. So I've just been spoiling them. Like every mom would do, right? Hopefully you guys can see me. I feel like I look very dark in here. I know you can see me. But yeah, so there wasn't, so I say all that because I'm sitting here, I'm going to cut out things from magazines and make a vision board. And granted, I didn't do the vision board till the middle of the year, so I feel like it could carry over into 2022, but I'm going to make a new vision board. But I'm also going to let go of the pretense that I get to control anything. That's the oven. I'm making dinner. It's late too, but I listen, everything is on its right time. Yeah, like I just want to let go of the pretense that I'm in control. However, I'm trying to meld that, because I've been reading Abraham Hicks, I'm trying to meld that with I'm the creator of my own destiny. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to accept, which is why I'm moving forward with the vision board and prepping and like moving with intention. What do I want in 2022, and what am I doing to get it to me? How am I attracting it? So I'm thinking about all of those things too. I mean, I promised myself at the beginning of this journey that I was not going to turn into a jaded, bitter woman, because some of you guys are new, so you may not know this, but I really started this channel because there was a lot of chat rooms where people were very discouraging. And not to say that they were wrong, because here I am all these years later and I still don't have a baby, so maybe they were right. But I think it was Maya Angelou who said, it's not, people will remember not what you said, but how you made them feel. Stop. There's a lot going on because I'm doing Vlogmas too, so I was gonna record this while my salmon was cooking. The salmon is done. I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes. Hey, set a timer, and then I'm gonna keep talking until I get this out. It may not be in 5 minutes, so maybe you'll already know if it's more than 5 minutes by the time these words are coming to your ears. How they made you feel. So the women were just really nasty and mean. And I joined, so I don't want to say the names, but these are like baby forums, and you get into groups of like, you're in this cycle, do I have any cycle buddies? Or I'm in this group because I'm this age, or I'm a single mom by choice. And so you kind of get in these little buckets, and there are some women who've been in there for a minute, and they may be on 3 or 4 child, because not everybody in like baby center, for example, is struggling with fertility. Do you know what I mean? Like some people are just like charting and I've ovulated here, and the same thing with like fertility friend. Although I feel like fertility, well, no, it's both. It's people who are like OG, 8 kids in, they got a formula, they want to track it, they want to talk to other women, they want to feel encouraged. And then there are people who've been there for a long time, like continuously. And even with the ones who have had 8 or 9, like children, you can see people remember them, right? So they have like sisters in there basically who are like, oh, you're on number 6, I'm on number 5, but I remember when you had number 1, or when you, and I was right behind you, and but like they have that type of rapport, and which was fine. But anybody coming in new, I feel like they had to be the know-it-all. They had to be the fucking expert. And anything you said was wrong. And any question I had was stupid. So I just came to YouTube. I actually because I learned some of the lingo then. I wasn't intentionally on this fertility journey. I had gotten pregnant. It rocked my world. I had to decide like if I wanted to keep it, as if it were my decision. And as soon as I said yes, my HCG dropped. So I was like Googling stuff, and that's how I ended up in these forums. But I didn't know what TTC was. I didn't know what that was. So I learned that in there. And then after I kind of got the brush off, I just went to Google and I typed in TTC, and I found a couple on YouTube, and they were, I can't even say a family channel because they hadn't had their daughter yet. They were a couple channel, and they were, I want to say they were in Mexico. They were in a different country. I don't remember. The wife is from a different country. I don't remember. But they were there because it had something to do with the benefits of the fertility benefits in her country. I'm so bad. I don't want to sound racist. It was a Spanish-speaking company. I don't know that it was. Oh my God, it might have been a Portuguese. It might have been Brazil. Anyway, I digress. The Hills. Follow the Hills is the name of the channel. I don't even know if they're still around. But I found them, and that is what introduced me to YouTube. Like before that, it's so weird how things happen. And I'm thinking about it now, because I've been, like I said, watching a lot of Abraham Hicks, and I'm high, so I might be a little rambly. But in thinking about it now, in the book, there was something of like, something may feel really bad, but it's taking you to something good. Like, you know how we resist change and it's struggle? I just remember all of that being like such a sad time in my life. But it took me to YouTube. It took me to making a channel. Understanding that a channel could be made, and I didn't have to talk to the grumpy women in the forums, and like there were other people. I was like in their comments, and then I just started typing it in the search, TTC, and I was able to connect. And so in that way, I wanted to also connect to women. I didn't see a lot of women of color. Until I learned what SMC was, or SMBC. Sometimes it's SMC, single mom, choice mom, single mom by choice. And that's when I ran across Boston Girl, Chasing Joy, Tanika TTC, Sandra TTC 45. And then Tanika TTC and I met in person, and it just like, I don't know, it just was like, hey Google, stop. It just deepened my connection to the community. It was so freaking amazing. Here was this young woman who I had watched on my TV, and she came to New York, and we connected and we talked, and it was like we talked about not just TTC, but like eating right and weight loss. And it was, I don't know, I don't want to say it was magical. I'm so emotional right now. But it was kind of magical. It was kind of magical. I mean, it's not like I would go into some chat room or on YouTube and comment on like a Mariah Carey video and then I'm with Mariah Carey 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying anybody is a star. Well, Mariah is a star, but I'm saying us like content creators. But that was that hadn't happened on the forums. Like, these women weren't even using their real names. You know what I mean? Like, I met her. She was here on a work trip. I went out to like where they were. Like, I knew the name of her company. Like, she was a real normal person. And so I just wanted to connect more. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's changed though. It's not like that anymore. I feel like there are parts of, and I think it's up to us to determine what our future is. We have to be conscious and thoughtful about what our future is, about what we want our future to be, especially in this space, especially in the TTC space, because a lot of us come here to feel safe. You ladies were some of the first ladies, like my day ones, that I was actually having conversations with about having a miscarriage, about wanting to have a child, about doing it on my own, where I didn't feel judged, right? Because, like, I feel like my family members' reflex is, like, women, I don't know why, women shouldn't be single having babies. So that's kind of what the response I was getting. I shouldn't be single having a baby, and I was too old. And that was rough. That was rough, because then, like, who do you turn to, you know? I turned to YouTube. I met a wonderful community of TTC Sisters. And it was like everybody. It was like the moms, the single people, young people, older people, straight people, gay people. We're all wanting to be a part of being creators, right? Creators of life, creators of direction. If you're shepherding a soul, like, that's the ultimate creation. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I think we'll be in each other's lives in some way. I'm not sure in what capacity. I think we'll be in each other's lives in some way. I definitely am doing another transfer next year, hopefully just one. I will record it. I think, and it sounds weird because it's not like I want to sell my uterus, because that popped in my head right now. But I think for me, this is a documentation of my journey, right? Like, I'm not here to entertain you. Like, if I do, that's great. But I'm not doing stand-up. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not here for shits and giggles. Like, I'm trying to have a baby. And I'm documenting that. So I'm going to document it no matter what. I'm thinking I'll post it and I'll do like the memberships, and I haven't looked into it greatly, but I'm a member of somebody else's channel, and then I asked one of the TTC sisters who has it, like, exactly how it works. So I'm still trying to sort it out, but I'm thinking, and I guess you can do like an early release in the member section, and then non-members, like, just anyone who's a non-member will get it a little bit later, or maybe not at all. I'm not sure. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Let me know what you guys think. I've written out like content that I want to do. Like, I want to talk about the impact of salt and like the difference of table salt and Himalayan pink salt. I want to talk about taxes. You guys have asked, a couple of you ladies have asked about like write-offs, and I am obviously not a CPA. I just want to share like what my experience is. I think that's like one of the cool parts about YouTube. I don't have to be an expert. I can just share what my experience is, so you have something to compare it to that's not necessarily like the CPA's point of view or the IRS's point of view, but kind of like read between the lines type of shit. You know what I mean? And then there was, I can't remember. I wrote it down what I wanted to do videos. Oh, GI tract. That was the other thing. Freya, you had mentioned having a test for the, I want to do that and I want to share that. So just as a refresher, in my journey where I am, I finished my round of doxycycline. I had to wait until at least 3 weeks after my last doxy. Hang on, I'm sorry. I gotta get the salmon out. Like, it's gonna be too dry. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. I had to get some B-roll because I'm vlogging over on Vlogmas. Hopefully you're over there. But I had to get some B-roll. Oh, and my nail popped off. But the lights are facing this way, so it was interesting. Anyway, I just wanted to get a shot of like taking the salmon out. I'll plate it and then I'll pop back over there. I don't know where I was, except I think next year's going to be different. Oh, the memberships. There's going to be, I think, at least one level of membership where you will get the journey. I'm not promising in real time though, because I do need time to process. So you'll get it probably 2 weeks after it actually happens, but it'll also be 2 weeks before everyone else can see it. And then I also want to do, because like I said, I'm a member of another channel, and once a month there's the Google Meet, and that's members only. And I get why there's a fee for that. Like for that on that channel, I totally agree with the fee because we're on there for a couple hours and it's not recorded. So like there's no like ads coming in because it's not recorded, right? So whereas like if we did a live, it will be recorded to be replayed later, so then revenue later would be on there, you know what I mean? So I don't have a problem paying them that, but it's also, because it's not recorded, it's more intimate. Like we are on there like swearing, and we have like wine and food at our individual places, and I think that would be cool. I mean, I'm not saying we should have wine, but I think that would be cool. Well, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have it. You do what you will, sis. But I think it will be cool for us to do that like maybe once or twice a month. Because I think it would be easier for me. I'm just gonna put that out there. Because then I would have dedicated time with you guys. Like sometimes I feel like I leave you guys hanging if you send me something on IG, because depending on my mood, especially lately, I'm not on IG on the daily. I do check my Simply Tanika email if you send me there. I'm usually faster on Instagram, and lately I haven't been, so forgive me if I haven't, if you've experienced it. But if everybody could get together, and then I think we could share information, because I know there was a time where people were asking me like similar, or like something about progesterone, right? There's a similar topic around there, and it would be easier if we just like had a meeting and had a list of like what people had questions about. And then listen, I'm not well, I am your fertility fairy godmother, but I'm not the end all be all of information. So we would all be able to chop it up in real time and talk about our own experiences, because I think that's what makes this powerful anyway, is like that we share our experiences. It's different. I mean, I think I see them do it kind of in the mommy community, like use such and such product to get a streak off or whatever, like, you know what I mean, more transactional information. But I feel like us connecting, not only the sharing of the information, but the sharing of the experience. Like, you know, a TTC sister who has had a loss understands to some degree what another TT sister who had a loss is feeling, and will have compassion for them. That's the thing I felt like was lacking in the forums. Like there was no compassion. Oh my God, my brain is everywhere right now. I wanted to talk to you guys about how you're doing for the holidays. And acknowledge that I see you, whether you have never seen a BFP, whether you have one child and trying for 2, whether you have 4 and trying for 5, wherever you are, I see you, and I respect your journey. And in honoring my journey, it is not my intention to negate your journey. We just have different journeys, but we're still in the want, if you will. You know what I mean? We're still in the want together. So I think we have that common bond. So I'm praying for everybody. I'm praying for everybody for this holiday season. I hope that you are embraced by your loved ones if you decide to hang out with them. If you don't, I get it. Don't judge yourself. Like if you just can't be around your mother-in-law because she's going to ask you for the 99th time, when are you going to get pregnant? And she doesn't know you had 9 miscarriages. You might not want to go. You know what I mean? You might not want to go. And that's okay. Like, don't judge yourself for that. If you do feel confident to go, I pray you are supported. And if you do feel confident to go and are not supported by one or more people, I pray you have the courage and the voice to walk them back across the line, because you deserve boundaries, right? You have a right to boundaries. That's not too much to ask for. We don't live in caves. And I think even the cave people probably have boundaries, you know? So it's okay to like teach people how to treat you. My thing is, and I know you guys, I'm a recovering people pleaser, so it might be that, but my thing is just to give people grace, give them the benefit of the doubt, explain it to them. This is just me. And then after I explain it to them, if they keep doing dumb shit, then I know that's their intention. You know what I mean? But I do try to give them grace. And I say that, I mean, for me, it's important. Y'all don't even want to hear this, but I got to get it out anyway. If you do want to hear this, I say this type of stuff over on my other channel all the time. Come hang out with us. What was I saying? Oh my God. I think I was saying teach people how to treat you. Walk them back across the line. No is a whole sentence all by itself. Oh, I know. I allow them grace because there was a time, so my throat chakra was closed for a long time because growing up, I was told, shut up, nothing's wrong with you. Shut up before I give you something to cry about. Or if I would say, I'm hungry. You ain't hungry, you just ate. I'm sad. Why are you sad? You don't have nothing to be sad about. So as part of that, I just stopped saying what I wanted to say. And so my throat chakra closed, which manifested in my dreams where I was trying to scream and I couldn't scream. And you guys know I watch a lot of true crime. I've always been fascinated by that type of stuff. When I was little, I was like, I want to be an actor or I want to be a lawyer. So I keep going off on tangents. What the fuck was I just talking about? Throat chakra. I would scream at night. I would be in my dreams trying to run and I would scream, and in the dream nothing would come out. Like I would try and I would wake up hoarse in the morning. So I know that that's like a thing about my throat chakra. Why it's important, gotta stay on track, for me to show grace is because what happens when my throat chakra was closed, I don't know about anybody else, but when I finally started to say something, or like when the urge was so strong, my voice would get really high and it would be really forceful. So it would sound like I was attacking the person when really I was just afraid and wanting to get it all out and like couldn't get enough air in. Like obviously I don't have a high voice, like I have a very deep voice, but because there was no air getting in, my voice would get like higher, and then harder to push out. And I would keep thinking of my dream where nothing comes out. And so I would just sound hella mad when I'm trying to like express how I'm feeling. And depending on how they received it, I would burst into tears because I just felt like I had exhausted myself as an introvert. I had exhausted myself. And then if they receive it negatively and I gotta go back up again against them, I would just burst into tears. I'm sharing so much right now. So I give them grace because I don't want to come across as that like angry person ready to pounce, which is how I was presenting before. Even though that wasn't my intention, that's how I was presenting. So I don't want to go to that place. I don't want to go and force myself and my voice is squeaky. So I just assume the best. I assume, I allow. I'm not going to say I assume, because when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. So I allow that they have the best intentions. I don't go right to like,
oh, you doing something shady.
I assume they have the best intentions. And then they prove me wrong or prove me right. You understand what I'm saying? So I explain it to them. For example, if you have an aunt who keeps asking you, like, when are you going to get pregnant? When are you going to get pregnant? Meanwhile, when are you going to have a baby? And meanwhile, you've had multiple miscarriages. I would give her grace that she means well. If she knew the pain you were in, she would approach you differently. And the only way to prove that out is to tell her the pain that you're in. And then how she responds from there, you know. And then you set her straight. You know what I'm saying? Then you set her straight. Like if you tell someone, oh, I've had like 9 miscarriages and this has happened and this is going on, either she immediately acknowledges like, oh my God, I had no idea this was going on. I am so sorry that I've been saying this. I can understand how that might have triggered something. Or she could, right, that's why you give someone grace, to give them that opportunity and you have that moment. And it costs you nothing. The other way is to jam her up and be like, oh, I had this and da 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 da. And then she's going to react to that and she's going to be da 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 da. And then what's been accomplished? Like you've actually separated. You've put like a chasm in the relationship where before there was kind of an opportunity to get on the same page. I say all that to say, oh my God, I say all that to say, allow people grace. Teach them how to treat you. Because honestly, I feel like a lot of the stress and anxiety, at least for me, you tell me if this resonates with you, at least for me, a lot of the stress and anxiety is the unknown. Like, how are people going to respond to me? How are they going to interact with me? That causes me anxiety. If I teach them how to treat me and they respect me enough to do so, I don't have to worry about what they're going to say because they already know not to say some crazy shit because we discussed it. Like, don't ask me about any pregnancies. When I want you to know, I will tell you. You don't have, trust me, we're trying. It's not going well. Pray for us. What sane, reasonable person is going to say no to that? So if your family member proves to not be sane or reasonable, then you walk them back over the line. And then if they still don't know, it might be time for a little break. Ain't nothing wrong with a little break. Might be time for a little break. Before you give anybody else grace, please, I pray, give yourself grace. I have to say that to myself too. Give yourself grace. I receive it. I receive it. Yeah, we have to give ourselves grace first. Put on your own life mask. Right? We ain't gonna be no more good to nobody if we ain't right. So let's give ourselves grace this holiday season. Let's teach people how to treat us. And just love up on our folks. Oh my God. It's been a rough 2 years. Like, let's just love each other. You know what I mean? Coronavirus ain't going nowhere. I heard on NPR this morning the 2021 deaths were greater than 2020. And we had the vaccine for the majority of this year. So that's just people out there doing dumb shit. I got my booster last week. I don't know if, for those of you guys who don't follow the other channel, I got a Moderna booster. So it's my first mRNA. And Jonea, you told me it was a quarter of a full dose for the booster. I feel good. I've got a mix of both types. I feel like I already have like a super strong immune system, like, and that's on what, period. I've always had a super strong immune system, viruses and bacterial infections. Now, inflammation, allergies, I've developed those since I moved to New York. I really think it's because New York is dirty. Like, I'm not trying to be shady. And I know people will be like, you lived in Los Angeles, that air is dirty. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I never sounded like this. I'm like stuffed up. I'm sitting in the house. It's like, I don't even know. It's got to be at least 70 degrees in here. I think it's 71. Don't listen. Anyway, let's just love on each other, whether it's in person, virtually. I am so focused on like deepening relationships and not having any more superficial relationships. Like, life is too short. Life is really, really too short. It's funny, I was watching a YouTuber earlier and she was like, I think she said, oh my God, I'm 24. Like, she started her channel when I think she's like 19 or 20, and she was like, I'm such a different person. I'm so much older. And it's like literally like 5 years older. I mean, that's her experience. I get it. But baby, at 25, if I was, all I can tell y'all, because most of you who follow me over here are younger than I am. All I can tell you is live your life to the fullest. I don't have any regrets, but there are some things I might have done differently. So I encourage you to put yourself first. Put yourself first. It's okay. It's okay. I know society tells us like we should be of service as women, and I'm for that. I'm for being of service. But I'm gonna serve myself first. You feel me? So whatever it is you want to do, like, just do it. Just do it. I mean, within reason. Don't harm other people. Your rights end where someone else's begin. But have fun. Don't judge yourself. Don't compare yourself to like the girls on Instagram or Facebook or wherever they're dropping it like it's hot. Like, there's something valuable in the uniqueness of your experience, right? Like, even those little, what are they selling, those MPTs, MP whatever, like they're selling like the uniqueness of the experience. Imagine if you could sell like a day of your life, like just the story. Some people, I don't want to say would die to have it, but some people would go to great lengths to have it. So appreciate what you have. Even if you want more, appreciate what you have right now. Today, I'm grateful just for the day to be alive, because everybody ain't made it. I'm here. What was that line? It just reminded me of The Color Purple. I'm here, something, I'm alive. I don't know. All right, that's enough rambling. But I did want to come here and talk to you guys. I was like, I'm gonna record and not do a live because I can do it in 20 minutes and a live will be 2 hours. I feel like this video is 2 hours. You'll know by the time you see it, or I may have cut out a lot. But I love you. I've missed you. I wanted to check in with you. I have a red light, so I have a new sense of urgency in my voice. My battery is about to die. I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you. I hope you appreciate yourself. I hope you put yourself first. I just wanted to let you know I see you. I am you. Our babies are waiting. Our babies are waiting. We gotta do what? Let's get these babies, ladies. Baby, that's to us all.